Alright, well, congrats New England. Made it to the big dance. I didn't think you would, but a lot of things happened that I didn't think would happen this year, and, it is what it is. So, as for the games yesterday, I watched the entirety of San Diego and New England, so I got a pretty good perception of that, and basically, San Diego, you're on my blacklist right now, okay? Because you could have won that game. The opportunity was there. Opportunity was right there. New England was courteous enough to turn the ball over 3 times, throw 3 interceptions actually. First time that's happened all year. They were courteous enough to to only have a single play that went for over 20 yards. A run, no passes, longer than 18 yards. They gave you the ball. They turned it over in the end zone once, something they haven't done in 2 years. And, that you had all these chances. You got the ball in the red zone 4 times, and you come away with 4 field goals? I don't know. But the opportunity was there. It's not as if New England always had this game under control or they blew them out. The opportunity was right there. And San Diego, it's like I said, you're on my blacklist right now because you knock off Indy, you shoot the chance that we have at a New England Indianapolis rematch that I wanted to see, and I think a lot of people wanted to see. So you take that out, and then you leave points on the board against New England, and now, New England just had a pretty easy road to the Super Bowl thanks to you. And, the opportunity was right there. You were moving up and down the field pretty well. You ran the ball pretty well. You passed it well, for the most part, and you got into the red zone, and then you just fizzled out. And to me, that's just really unfortunate, and it shows how close San Diego really was to possibly winning this game. And if LT was at 90%, I don't know what to say about that, because that was not 90%. If that was his 90%, that kind of changes my perception of him as how tough a player he is, because they say at least that he didn't get hurt again. He just went out. I'll give props to Rivers for fighting through the injury. He just had surgery done on his ACL. He was playing through pain. He had very little mobility, but he played through it, and I thought he turned in an okay performance. Can't make those turnovers, though. One of them was not his fault. That was Chris Chambers' fault. But also, about Chris Chambers and Vincent Jackson, those 2 receivers have had a great postseason. Chambers and Jackson, they, after very flat-out mediocre regular seasons, to see them just explode onto the scene in the postseason has been fantastic. So, good run, San Diego, but if you're gonna go into Indianapolis and knock them off and, and the hopes of a rematch, you gotta at least bring your A game against New England. So that's not cool, okay? Now I'm gonna sit here for all of time and wonder how Indianapolis would have fared. But, Indy has nobody to blame but themselves, so whatever. And New England, they get to go back to their element. I think they ran the ball really well today, surprisingly. I was surprised enough that they did it last week. And this week, it was difficult more so to do it. But of course, Jamal Williams was out. But I'd still say San Diego has a good run defense either way. And I saw a lot of sloppy tackling and sloppy form by San Diego. Just not playing run defense the way they are capable of. Not tackling the way they should. I felt they got pretty good pressure on Tom Brady, which is just what they needed to do, and they parlayed it into some turnovers and sacks. But offensively, you've got to turn those field goals into touchdowns. And well, I'll give credit to New England for completely switching up the game plan and just like all but avoiding Randy Moss and giving the ball to people like Kevin Falk, because that's working pretty well. And Jacksonville couldn't stop it, and when it counted, San Diego couldn't. So good job. I'll give some props to Nick Kading as well, because he's a horrible postseason kicker so far in his career, and he had a good game yesterday. Made all 4 of his kicks, helped keep San Diego in the game. But you know, if you know, all things being equal, I think it would have been better if he never actually had to kick any of those field goals and was kicking extra points. Anyway, that's excuse me. Whew. Sorry. And that's all I gotta say. So San Diego will be back. They got a ton of cap room. They got young talent. They could be early Super Bowl favorites for next year. I don't know how things are going to play out this offseason. But and as for the other game, well, I got a confession. I didn't watch. I only watched about the half of this game because I had a party to go to. It was my grandmother's 80th birthday, and she had all of her grandsons from all over the world fly in, and all of her grandsons all over the world fly in, so, you know, I had to have priorities.